Welcome back, class, to the daily news analysis of the newspaper The Hindu. And if you are preparing for any government examination, you can visit our website isbio.com and exammap.com, or you can contact us on our WhatsApp number. So let's start. First topic is Common Service Center. Common Service Center is a strategic cornerstone of Digital India program. So first you learn about this ki uh, for what Common Service Center is related to. So it is related to Digital India program, and they are the access points for the delivery of various electronic services to villages in India, and thereby they contributing to a digitally and financially inclusive society. So the objective of the Common Service Center is contributing to a digitally and financially inclusive society. And they are multiple service single point model for providing facilities for multiple transactions at a single geographical location, and they are access points for delivery of essential public utility services, social welfare schemes, healthcare, financial, education, and agricultural services, apart from the host of business to consumer services to citizens in rural and remote areas of the country. So, Common service centers, they are enable three vision areas of Digital India program. First is digital infrastructure as a core utility to every citizen. Second is governance and services on demand. And third is digital empowerment of citizens. Next is what is the significance of central service common service center. So they are more than service delivery points in a rural areas. That is, it is more than the service delivery points in rural India, and they are positioned as change agent. What they refer to themselves as change agents, promoting rural entrepreneurship and building rural capacities and livelihoods. They are enablers of community participation and collective action for engendering a social change through a bottom-up approach with key focus on the rural citizens. So they are following bottom-up approach from bottom to up. And there is another central service common central service sector, that scheme 2.0, which is based on the assessment of common service sector scheme first, and government launched this scheme in 2015 to expand the outreach of first phase of common sector to all gram panchayats across the country. And under this scheme, at least one will be set up in each of 2.5 lakhs GPS across countries by 2019. And this is functioning under the existing scheme, and also be strengthened and integrated with the additional 1.5 lakh across the country. Next topic is Swami. So Swami stands for the special window for affordable and mid-income housing. So it is clear from its full form that it is for mid-income housing investment fund, and it has been formed to complete construction of stalled RERA registered affordable and mid-income category housing projects which are stuck due to the paucity of the funds. Means those projects which are stuck because of lack of fund, uh, through this scheme it will be completed, and the construction will be started. So the fund was set up as category second alternate investment for fund, DAPT fund registered with SEBI. So what is alternate investment fund? Alternate investment fund is any privately pooled investment fund in the form of a trust or a company or a body or a limited liability partnership. Uh, Alternate investment fund are private funds which are otherwise not coming under the jurisdiction of any regulatory agency in India, and just because it is set up as category second alternate investment fund, so it is managed by the SBI Cap Ventures, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of SBI Capital's Market, and which in turn is wholly owned subsidiary of State Bank of India. And the sponsor of the fund is the Secretary, Department of Economic Affairs and Ministry of Finance, Government of India, on the behalf of Government of India. Who will be the investor of the fund? So, alternate investment funds created and funded under the social special window which solicits investment into the fund from the government and other private investors, including cash-rich financial institutions, sovereign wealth funds, public and private banks, domestic pension provident funds, global pensions funds, and other institutional investors. So all these are the investors of the Swami scheme. Next topic is CBI director appointment. So Central Bureau of India, that is CBI, is headed by a director, and the director of the CBI is referred as the Inspector General of Police, who takes his power from the Delhi Special Police Establishment, which is responsible for the administration of organization. And with the enactment of Central Act 2003, the Superintendence of Delhi Police Act establishment vests with central government to save investigations of offences under the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988, in which the superintendent vests his power with Central Vigilance Commission. So Central Vigilance Commission is for to ensure the corruption free administration in the political background, and the director of CBI has been provided security of 2-year tenure. Mark this point, and in office by the CVC Act 2003. So the procedure of appointment of CBI director is the Lokpal and Lokayuktas Act 2013 amended the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946 and made the following changes. So first is the central government shall appoint the director of CBI on the recommendation of 3-member committee, which consists first the Prime Minister as chairperson, second the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, and the third is the Chief Justice of India or Judge of the Supreme Court nominated by him. Then Delhi Special Police Establishment Amendment Act 2014 made a change in the composition of the committee related to the appointment of the director of CBI, and it states that where there is no recognized leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, then leader of single largest party in the Lok Sabha would be a member of that committee. So first we have 3 members in the selecting committee, that is PM as chairperson. Second one is the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, and this point leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha is amended, and if there were no leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, then we can take a member which is from leader of single largest opposition party in the Lok Sabha, and third one is the Chief Justice of India or Judge of the Supreme Court nominated by him. Next topic is indicative notes. So first you learn that indicative notes released by the Supreme Court for their official website. So Chief Justice of India N.V. Raman launched a new feature in the Supreme Court's official website, that is indicative notes. And second point is important, that this feature is aimed at providing concise summaries of landmark judgments in easy to understand the format, and this will serve as a useful resource for media persons and general public who wish to be better informed about the rulings of the Supreme Court. And Supreme Court was also actively considering the proposal to live telecast proceedings of the Supreme Court, but there would have to be consensus among the judges before concrete steps were initiated in this regard. Next topic is National Register of Citizens, that is NRC. So NRC is the list of Indian citizens and prepared in 1951 following the census of 1951. The process of NRC update was taken up in Assam as per a Supreme Court order in 2013, and in order to wean out cases of illegal migration from Bangladesh and other adjoining areas, NRC updation was carried out by order carried out under the Citizenship Act 1955 and according to rules framed in Assam Accord. It set March 25, 1971 as the cut-off date for the deportation of illegal migrants, and since cut-off date prescribed under Articles 5 and 6 of Constitution was July 19, 1949, to give force to new date as amendment was made to Citizenship Act 1955 and the new section was introduced. So new date is March 25, 1971, and this NRC was made applicable only to Assam. So this is the point to remember, that it was applicable only to Assam. Next topic is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI. So it was established by an Act of Parliament, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Act 1997, to regulate telecom services, including fixation, revision of tariffs for telecom services, and it provides a fair and transparent policy environment which promotes a level playing field and facilitates fair competition. The TRAI Act was amended to establish a telecommunication dispute settlement and appellate tribunal TDSAT to over the adjudication and disputes functions from the TRAI. So all the disputes functions from the TRAI is heard by the TDSAT. So TDSAT was set up in the adjudicate any dispute between a licensor and a licensee, between two or more service providers, between a service or service provider and a group of consumers, and to hear, dispose of appeals against any direction and decision or order of TRAI. Next topic is Venture Capital Fund. So venture capital fund is that in which entrepreneurs need investments from their startup companies and the investments of the capital, and these entrepreneurs receive from wealthy investors. So these wealthy investors is called venture capital, that the investment of the capital received from the wealthy investor is called as venture capital, and the investor means the investors who invest in this are called venture capitalists. So the venture capital firms reduce the risk of investments by coinciding with other venture capital firms. Usually there will be the main investor called lead investor and other investors will be called followers. So how does this venture capital fund work? Venture capital fund is made up of investments from wealthy individuals or companies who give their money to a venture capital firm to manage their investment portfolios for them and to invest in high risk startups in exchange for equity. So the basic idea is to invest in a company's balance sheet and infrastructure. What is the basic idea to invest in a company is that balance sheet and infrastructure, and capitalist nurtures the idea of an entrepreneur for a short period of time and exists with the help of an investment banker. In a startup company, venture capital will receive an equity partnership in exchange for investments in the startup company, and venture capitals receive liquidation preference. It means in the worst cases scenario where the companies fails, venture capitals are given first claim to all the company's assets and technology. So it is not much so risky because the first claim is given to the venture capitals to all companies' assets and technology, and it also offers voting rights over key decisions like initial public offer or even sale of the company. Next topic is house arrest. So first, you should learn that, or UPSC can ask about what house arrest refers to. So, house arrest refers to the relevant considering the spread of COVID 19. Means a bench of Justice UU Lalit and KM Joseph in a judgment highlighted the alarming statistics of prisons. Important, this is also the important that alarming statistics of prisons. The suggestion is relevant considering the spread of COVID-19, and a few days ago a bench led by Chief Justice of India NV Raman issued a series of directions including the grant of interim bail parole to prisoners to deconist prisons. And in this data you can use in the mains examinations in the answer writing, that the Justice Joseph said the occupancy rate in the prisons had climbed to the 118.5% in 2019, and the court referred to the National Crime Records Bureau's figures of 2019 to show 18,86,092 inmates were admitted in the jails. So the number of the under trial prisoners in the 2019 was 3,30,487, which in fact constituted 69.05% of the total number of prisoners. And secondly, a very large sum, that is 1 crore, was budget for prisons. So the tremendous overcrowding of prisons and the huge budget were both relevant in context of possibilities that house arrest offers, the court noted. So we have complete the today newspaper. Thank you, class.